Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me for Sports Replays, MLB to be exact, 1949 season replay. I've been absent for a few weeks since I did a game, but I am now back and I'm happy to have you with me. So, as far as the season goes, I've advanced the schedule up to July 10th, 1949, which was the last day of scheduled games before the All-Star break. And as you can see on the screen, these are the standings as of that day in my replay, with the Red Sox up by 3.5 games over Philadelphia, who had been leading. But if you notice, the Red Sox are on a 6 game winning streak and now lead by 3.5, while the Athletics have lost 4 in a row and 7 of their last 10. So the Red Sox have picked up 5 games on the Athletics in the last 10, moving them up into first place. Cleveland and New York are close behind, 4 and 4.5 games respectively, and Detroit is only 5 games out. So the American League race is a 5 team race essentially right now. Unfortunately, the National League not as competitive. The Dodgers have pulled out in front by 6.5 games over the Cardinals. The Braves are hanging on at 8.5 back, followed by the Giants 9, Pirates 9.5. Everyone else beyond that's pretty much out of it in the National League. You can see that Carl Furillo still leads the National League in hitting at 373. Ralph Kiner of the Pirates is up to 29 home runs and 72 runs batted in. He's taken over the RBI lead. I don't believe he had it before, but I could be wrong. I don't recall. He's definitely led in home runs this whole time. His on base and slugging is still in first place as well. And other statistics of note: Gil Hodges is on a 26 game hitting streak, as is Whitey Lockman. Don Newcomb leads the league in ERA at 1.52. Ralph Branca and Al Brazil are tied for the league in wins with 11, with Warren Spahn leading in strikeouts with 89, Ted Wilkes in saves with 13. In American League, Ted Williams leading the league at 349. Vern Stevens and Ted Williams are both tied in homers with 22. Sam Chapman continues to lead the American League with the Philadelphia Athletics in RBIs with 77, with Williams and Stevens very close behind. I didn't give a stolen base total before, but Whitey Lockman with 10. Rizzuto leads the major leagues with 15. And as you can see, Ted Williams is clearly ahead in on base and slugging. Johnny Pesky with a 20 game hitting streak. Ellis Kinder with the Red Sox and Joe Dobson, also of the Red Sox, both leading the number one and number two in ERA in the league. 2.37 for Kinder, 2.54 for Dobson. Vic Raschi leading with 12 wins for the Yankees. Virgil Trucks for the Tigers, and Hal Newhouser 1 and 2 in strikeouts. Joe Page with 10 saves. So here's the schedule from that day. And I have already simmed most of these games, but today we're going to play game one of a scheduled doubleheader that day between Philadelphia and Boston, and they are the 1 and 2 teams in my replay, so that is the game we're going to play. As you can see, Chicago beat Detroit 6-2. I do not know who D. Wheeler is. Don Wheeler, a catcher, hit his second home run for the White Sox as Will Wright gets the win. Bill Wright, rather. Bill White gets the win. And Hal Newhouser takes the loss for Detroit. Bob Feller beat Ned Garver 8-1 as the Indians pound out 14 hits against the Browns. Jack Graham is going to hit the only home run in that game for the St. Louis Browns, his 13th on the season. In the second game of the doubleheader at Comiskey Park, the White Sox come back. I'm sorry, the White Sox sweep the Tigers 3-2. Pat Mullen hitting the only home run in that game. Randy Gumpert is going to get the win for Chicago. He is now 6-8. Art Houdeman with the loss. He is now 3-7. In National League action, Ken Raffensperger pitches a 12-inning shutout of the St. Louis Cardinals, winning 1-0. The only run coming on a Danny Litweiler home run in his sixth in the bottom of the 12th inning. Tough loss there for the Cardinals as Ken Johnson gets the loss in relief. Raffensperger with the win and is now 7-10 on the season. Pittsburgh beat Chicago 3-1. Eddie Bachman with a home run for the Pirates, his fifth. Bob Chesney's with the win. Bob Moncrief with the loss. And the Pirates defeat the Cubs at Forbes Field. Brooklyn defeated New York 2-1. Preacher Row with the win. Sheldon Jones gets the loss. Hank Thompson hits his first home run for the Giants, accounting for the only run in the game for the Giants. In the second game of the doubleheader, the Cardinals, I beg your pardon. Yes, the second game of a doubleheader at Cincinnati. The Cardinals get a split, winning 4-2 with Al Brazil getting the win at 11-3. Herm Wehmeyer, I believe, is correct on that name. Yeah, Herm Wehmeyer gets the loss for the Reds. He is now 3-6. Stan Musial hits his 21st home run for the Cardinals, and Rocky Nelson hits his fourth home run for St. Louis. And then in the second game of the doubleheader at Forbes Field, Pittsburgh wins 5-4. That is going to be Bill Worley with the win. He is now 7-5. And Bob Chipman gets the loss for Chicago. He is now 2-7. Hank Sauer, outfielder for the Cubs, hits 2 home runs in the game, 12th and 13th home run in a losing effort. So that brings you up to date with those scores that day. The performances of the day is noted. Ken Raffensperger with a 12-inning 1-0 shutout of the Cardinals. Bud Suchak in the doubleheader for the White Sox goes 5 for 7 with 5 RBIs for the White Sox as they sweep the Detroit Tigers. And then Bob Feller is going to get the third best performance of the day, giving up 1 run to the St. Louis Browns in a complete game, 8-1 win for the Indians. So let's go ahead and get started, and then we're going to play game 1 of the scheduled doubleheader that day between the Philadelphia Athletics and the Boston Red Sox. And I just simmed that game by accident. I beg your pardon, I clicked the wrong button, so we'll play game 2. This looks like this was a good one. Philadelphia wins in 12 innings by a score of 6-4. Carl Scheib gets the win. He is now 6-3. Tex Houston gets the loss for the Red Sox. He is now 1-2. Hank Majeski hits a home run, his sixth for Philadelphia. And Bobby Doerr hits 2, his third and fourth home runs in a losing effort for the Red Sox. So the Athletics pick up a game on Boston. And that means that they are 2.5 games out. So, thanks to my slip up, we're going to play game 2 of Athletics and the Red Sox. Bobby Shantz, the youngster, is going to be on the mound for the Athletics, and Walt Masterson is going to get the start for the Red Sox. So here are your lineups for Philadelphia. Eddie Juice is going to lead off and play shortstop. Elmer Valo is going to be in left field batting second. Ferris Fain is going to be the first baseman hitting third. Sam Chapman is going to bat cleanup and hit fourth. Hank Majeski is at third base hitting fifth. Wally Moses is in right field hitting sixth. The youngster Nellie Fox is going to be at second base batting seventh. Joe Astroff will be the catcher in this game hitting eighth. And Bobby Shantz will be on the mound batting ninth. For Boston, Don DiMaggio will lead off and play center field. Johnny Pesky will bat second and play third base. Ted Williams will be in left field hitting third. Vern Stevens will be the shortstop hitting cleanup. Bobby Doerr will be at second base hitting fifth. Billy Goodman, a youngster playing first base, will hit sixth. Tommy O'Brien gets the start in right field, batting seventh, a backup outfielder. Matt Batts, a young catcher on the roster, will catch this game of the doubleheader, batting eighth. And Walt Masterson will be on the mound, batting ninth. So making one little bit of a change there, and let's just go ahead and start this game. It's been a while since I've done this, so hopefully the view is appropriate. So we're underway from Fenway Park in Boston. Red Sox hosting the Athletics. It looks like I have an outfielder missing out there for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but Don DiMaggio is in center field today, even though we cannot see his profile. I'm not sure what is going on with that. So let's go ahead and get this game underway. Eddie Juice leading off for Philadelphia, to be followed by Elmer Valo and then Ferris Fain. So here's Eddie Juice. Juice is hitting .261. He has 12 homers and 59 runs batted in. A 3-0 pitch, and that is going to be a ball four for the Athletics, and they have their first man on here in the top of the first. Here is Elmer Valo. Valo hitting .276 with 3 homers, 34 runs batted in, playing left field today. Left-handed batter facing Masterson. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and Valo grounds it to second, over to short, over to first. That's a 4-6-3 double play, and the Red Sox get 2 outs here on the ground ball, clearing the bases for Ferris Fain. Fain is hitting .342, 1 homer, 44 runs batted in. He has an on-base percentage of .492. Left-handed batter with a little power. Fain up, and on a 3-1 pitch, Masterson walks Ferris Fain. So the Athletics have another man on for Sam Chapman. Chapman is hitting .290, leading the American League in RBIs with 80, and he has 10 homers. Chapman, right-handed hitter, 2-0 pitch, fly ball, left field, but Williams is going to get under that one to make the play to the third out, and that retires the side. So 2 walks in the inning for the Athletics, but nothing to show for it, as the Red Sox now come up with Don DiMaggio leading off, to be followed by Johnny Pesky and Ted Williams. So here's DiMaggio to face Bobby Shantz. Shantz is 3-0 with a 2.56 ERA. Here's DiMaggio, .291 on the season, 8 homers, 30 runs batted in. From the right side, Shantz with a 3-1 pitch. And here it comes, and DiMaggio is going to hit a solid single in the center field. The ball gets by Chapman. Chapman running after it. DiMaggio running, and he is going to end up at second base. So a single and an error puts Don DiMaggio on second base with nobody out for Johnny Pesky playing third today. 307 on the season, no homers, 27 runs batted in. He has 12 stolen bases as well for the Red Sox. Left-handed batter to face Bobby Shantz. Shantz with the 1-1, and that ball is going to be ripped into right field for a base hit. Pesky is going to go to second on the throw home, and DiMaggio is thrown out at home plate by Wally Moses. So the Red Sox do not get a score, but Pesky moves up to second base with one out for Ted Williams. Williams hot right now, 345, 22 homers, 76 runs batted in, second in the American League in RBIs. And here's Williams with a full count in the left side of the plate, and Williams is going to push one into left field for a base hit. Pesky rounding third. Here comes the throw. It's cut off, and I'm sorry, Pesky did not go home. I thought he went home, but he did not. So Pesky is down at third. They stop the runner, hold the runner up, and I thought that he went, but I did not pay attention. Ted Williams on first, Johnny Pesky on third with one man out. And here's Junior Stevens. Stevens also has 22 home runs. He has 75 runs batted in and is a .312 hitter, former St. Louis Brown, playing shortstop today for the Red Sox. So Shantz in a little bit of a jam here. Runners on the corners with one out. And Shantz full count. That ball is hit long to right field. The ballpark is not going to hold it. And Junior Stevens hits an opposite field 3-run homer off of Bobby Shantz, and the Red Sox take a 3-0 lead. Stevens with his 23rd homer of the day, 23rd homer of the season, RBIs 76, 77, and 78, and it's now a 3-0 game for Bobby Doerr. Doerr hitting .295, 4 homers, 42 runs batted in. And if I remember correctly, he hit 2 home runs in the previous game. Memory serves. So Shantz down 3-0 early. And here's Bobby Doerr with one out. Here's the pitch to Doerr. And Doerr drills one to left field off of the left field center field wall. Valo over for it into center field to get it as Chapman went back for it. He gets the ball back in, but Doerr is on second base with a double. And the Red Sox are still hitting here in the bottom of the first inning for Billy Goodman. Goodman, .296, no homers, 24 runs batted in. Left-handed hitting first baseman with some power. And Goodman is going to rip it up the middle for a base hit, fielded by Chapman. Bobby Doerr is going to go home. Goodman is going to go down to second. 25 RBIs on the season now for Billy Goodman. And the Red Sox now lead at 4-0. Still one out with another runner in scoring position for Tommy O'Brien, playing right field today, reserve outfielder. 3 homers, 20 runs batted in, hitting .305. Right-handed batter. O'Brien nubs one, pops it up, and that ball is caught by Ashroff to the right of home plate for the second out of the inning. And here's the backup catcher, Matt Batts. Batts is hitting .268 with 4 homers, 14 runs batted in. 2-2 pitch, and Batts drills it to left field, down the left field line. Valo runs after it. He gets the ball back in, but Billy Goodman is going to score easily as Batts gets a double, and now the Red Sox lead it 5-0. So here's Walt Masterson with a 5-0 lead early on in this game. Masterson, .217 on the season, no homers, no runs batted in. Matt Batts down at second, 2 outs, 5-0 Boston. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and Masterson is going to take a call, third strike. But Boston strikes for 5 runs against the youngster Bobby Shantz, and they lead it 5-0. So here's Hank Majeski. Majeski, .321 on the season with 6 homers and 61 runs batted in. Masterson with a comfortable 5-0 lead earlier. But there's a lot of baseball left here Majeski, right-handed hitter, and he hits a ground ball down to third. Pesky over to Goodman, and that's one out. Here's Wally Moses, 270, no homers, 18 runs batted in, left-handed batter, veteran, and Moses is going to bloop a hit into left field, down the left field line. Williams runs after it, gets the ball back in, but Wally Moses has his 10th double on the season as he hits a line drive looper over the third base into left field. So here's the youngster Nellie Fox. Fox in limited duty, 236 average, no homers and 13 runs batted in. Nellie Fox, left-handed hitter with a runner on second, and Nellie Fox is going to line one out to left. Williams with it, he gets the ball back in quickly, and that's going to be 2 outs. So here's Joe Ashtroth. Ashtroth, the backup catcher to Mike Guerra. Ashtroth hitting .325 with 1 homer, 7 runs batted in. Right-handed hitter. 0-2 pitch, and Ashtroth down to third. Pesky over to Goodman for the third out. 1 runner left on, no runs scored, so we move to the bottom of the second. As the top of the order up, Don DiMaggio is now up. DiMaggio 0 for 1 on the day. Now hitting .293. Shantz into his second inning, and DiMaggio rips it past Fane down into the right field corner. Moses up with it, gets the ball back in, but Don DiMaggio is safe at second with a stand-up double. And the Red Sox have their leadoff man on for Johnny Pesky. Pesky, 1 for 1. Pesky, ground ball to second, over to first for the first out. Nellie Fox over to Ferris Fane as DiMaggio moves to third on the ground ball for Ted Williams. Williams 1 for 1. Left-handed hitter now hitting .348. Vern Stevens up in the on-net circle behind him. They want to get Williams here if they can, but that ball is lined out to left field, and Valo catches it quickly, but the runner from third is going to tag up and score. And Boston now leads at 6-0. RBI for Williams, number 77. And Vern Stevens, his teammate, who hit a 3-run dinger in the last inning, is now up. Nobody on, 2 outs, 6-0 Red Sox. 8 hits for the Red Sox now to 1 for Philadelphia. Here's Stevens. 2-2 pitch coming from Bobby Shantz to Vern Stevens, and that ball is going to get softly down to shortstop, but as Juice came in for it, he bobbled it right by the pitcher's mound, so that's going to be an E6, and Stevens is now down at first. Not a lot of speed at first base for Stevens. So here's Bobby Doerr. Doerr 1 for 1 in the game. And here's the wind of the pitch, and Doerr lines it out to right field, but Wally Moses is going to be there to make the catch for the third out. But Red Sox get another run, and now they lead it 6-0 after 2. So a big hill to climb here for the Athletics. Shantz is going to bat for himself here in the third. Pretty good hitter at the plate, .385 on the season with 2 runs batted in 13 plate appearances. Here's Bobby Shantz. Winding the pitch, and he's going to swing and miss for strike 3. And that's Walt Masterson's first strikeout. So here's the top of the order. Eddie Juice walked his first time up. Juice swings down to Stevens. Stevens over to Goodman for the second out. And here's Elmer Valo. Valo 0 for 1. Left-handed hitter. Masterson to Valo, and Valo hits it down the line to first, but Goodman up with it, unassisted for the third out. So Philadelphia goes down 1-2-3 in the third, and we now have the Red Sox up in the bottom of the third with Billy Goodman up, playing first base today. Goodman 1 for 1 with an RBI. Bobby Shantz to Billy Goodman. Winding the pitch, Ball up the middle, but that ball is going to be lined out to Nellie Fox for the first out. Here's Tommy O'Brien, reserve outfielder. O'Brien 0 for 1. Right-handed hitter. Pitched by Shantz to O'Brien. Fly ball center. Chapman is waiting for it to make the play for the second out. And here's Matt Batts, the catcher. He had a hit his last time up and knocked in a run. He is now hitting 276 in part-time duty. Batts on a 1-2 pitch, and he is going to take a call. Third strike as Shantz gets his second strikeout, and the Red Sox go down in the third. So we move to the fourth. Ferris Fain to lead it off for the Philadelphia Athletics. Fain walked his last time up. Masterson cruising here with a one-hitter through 3 innings. So Fain, see if he can get something started here, and Fain is going to hit it down the door up with it, over to Goodman for the first out. And here's Sam Chapman. Chapman 0 for 1 on the day. Right-handed batter swings, and that ball is going to get over the head of Stevens into left field for the base hit. So Chapman is on with a 1-out single for Hank Majeski, who is on a little bit of a hitting streak here. He is 0 for 1 today. So here's Majeski, hit a homer in the first game of a doubleheader also. So here's Majeski, and Majeski grounds it down to third, over to second, over to first, 5-4-3 double play, and that retires the side for the Athletics. So move to the bottom of the fourth, Boston up 6-0. So Bobby Shantz has now thrown 73 pitches in this game through 3 innings. We'll see how long the AI decides to leave him in there. So he's going to face Walt Masterson in here in the bottom of the fourth, leading it off for the Red Sox. Masterson 0 for 1 at the plate. 3-1 pitch to Masterson, and he's going to take a walk down to first on ball 4. So Masterson is on first with nobody out for Dom DiMaggio. DiMaggio, I'm sorry, I think I said something wrong before, that DiMaggio was 0 for 1 in that game when he came up last time. He's actually perfect today, 2 for 2 on the day, now hitting 296. So here's DiMaggio. Winding the pitch, fly ball right. Moses moves back for it just a little bit and makes the play, gets the ball back into second base for the first out for Johnny Pesky. Pesky 1 for 2 on the day. Playing third, left-handed hitter. That ball is going to be hit to right. Moses moves in forward to make the play for the second out. And here's Ted Williams. Williams 1 for 1 with an RBI. 89 pitches now for Bobby Shantz. And Williams is going to hit a soft line drive in left field for a base hit, follow up with it, gets the ball back in, and Masterson moving over to third. So we have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Stevens is up. He's already hit a homer today and knocked in 3 runs. So let's see what happens here. Bobby Shantz to Vern Stevens on a full count, and Stevens ground it to Juice over to Fain, and that's going to retire the side. So no runs, no hits, one hit, no errors for the Red Sox in the bottom of the fourth. And we go to the fifth with Boston still leading 6-0. Here's Wally Moses. Moses has 1 of the 2 Philadelphia hits today. Masterson has thrown 60 pitches. He's walked 2 and struck out 1. So here's Moses on a 2-2 pitch from Walt Masterson. He's going to hit a ground ball over to first. Goodman tosses it over to Masterson for the first out of the inning. Here's Nellie Fox. Fox is 0 for 1, playing second today. Left-handed batter, Fox. Fly ball center. DiMaggio under it, makes the play, has to barely move for the second out. Here's Ashtroff. Ashtroff 0 for 1 today, backup catcher for the Athletics. Here's the wind and the pitch, and Ashtroff hits a liner out to Teddy Williams, and that's 3 up and 3 down for the Athletics. The score is still 6-0 Boston. So here's Bobby Dorr. Dorr 1 for 2. Shantz is still out there. He's thrown 103 pitches in this game. So here's Bobby Shantz, 1 for 2. Shantz has raised his average up to 297 in this game. So here's Door, and he's going to take ball 4 in a 3-2 pitch as Bobby Shantz walks his second batter of the inning. And here's Billy Goodman. Goodman, 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. 1-1 pitch to Goodman, fly ball, center. Chapman moves to his left, makes the play for the first out, gets the ball back in, and that's 1 out for Tommy O'Brien. O'Brien is 0 for 2 on the day. He is now hitting .298 in limited duty for the Red Sox. 1 out, 1 on. O'Brien, 3-1, fly, a little push single into right field, drops in, and O'Brien has his first hit of the day and moves the runner over to third. Bobby Doerr advances to third on that play. So now we have Bobby Doerr at third, Tommy O'Brien at first with Matt Batts up. 1 out, 2 on for Shantz. 119 pitches thrown by Shantz, and O'Brien is going to steal second base, and I don't know how many steals that is for him. Oh, it'll be his second, so he has 2 stolen bases on the season. Really good speed in the legs of O'Brien. So here's Matt Batts now with a base open. Let's see what Philadelphia decides to do. They're going to pitch to him with a 1-1 pitch, and that's a fly ball to left field all the way to the wall is Valo. He throws it back in, and the runner scores. Tommy O'Brien moves to the, was that a double? No, it's a fly out. Okay. So that makes 2 outs. So O'Brien moves to third. The runner scores, and it's a 7-0 game, 7-0 game for Walt Masterson. Sorry about that, got a little bit confused there. Here's Masterson. Masterson 0 for 1 officially on the day. So Masterson up. He's walked 1 time. So Masterson punches 1 out to right field, but on the foul line, Wally Moses catches it for the 3rd out. So Boston adds yet another run, and we're at the end of 5. It's now 7-0 Red Sox. So this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but Bobby Shantz is still going to pitch in this game. They brought him up to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day. Down 7 runs. Shantz is going to hit a ground ball down to Stevens. Stevens over to Goodman for the first out. So here's Eddie Juice, the leadoff hitter. Juice is 0 for 1 officially on the day. Juice takes a ball inside for ball 4 in a 3-2 pitch. And here's Elmer Valo. Valo hitless at 0 for 2. Valo. Ball gets by Batts. Juice goes down to second. And that's going to be scored as a wild pitch. And here's Valo with a chance to knock in the first run of the day for the Athletics. A 3-2 count to Elmer Valo. And Valo is going to hit it out to short. He looks the runner back over to Goodwin for the second out. So here's Ferris Fain. Fain is 0 for 1 officially on the day. 2 outs. Runner at second. Fain back down to Stevens. Stevens over to Goodman for the 3rd out. And that leaves 1 man on for Philadelphia. And it's 7-0 Red Sox. Carl Scheib is going to come in now to pitch for the Athletics. Scheib is 6-3 with a 4.80 earned run average to face Don DiMaggio, Johnny Pesky, and Ted Williams. So here's DiMaggio. DiMaggio 2 for 3 on the day. And he has a 2-1 count against Carl Scheib. Wide in the pitch, DiMaggio lifts it to right, but Moses is there to pick it up. 1 man gone. Here's Pesky. 1 for 3 on the day for Pesky. Boston now has 10 hits. Scheib in there. Pesky, left-handed hitter. Line in the pitch. Down to third to Majeski. Majeski over to Fain for the second out. Two outs for Ted Williams. Williams, 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. He's lifted his average up to 350. Here's Williams. Ground ball down to Fane. Fane over to Scheib, covering at first. And that retires the Red Sox. We now move to the 7th. Philadelphia down 7-0 in this game. Sam Chapman up. He is 1 for 2. Masterson up to 92 pitches in this game. So here's Chapman, right-handed hitter, winding the pitch, ground ball through and under the glove of Bobby Doerr for a base hit. So Chapman has his second hit of the day. And let's see if the Athletics can get something going here with a very hot Hank Majeski up to the plate now. He's 0 for 2 on the day looking for his first hit. And Majeski takes a ball inside. They throw it down to first, but nothing happening there. Chapman's still on. So here's Majeski. 1-1 count. And on a 3-2 pitch, Majeski walks. So you now have runners at first and second with nobody out for Wally Moses. Moses has one of the 3 athletic hits today. He is 1 for 2 now, hitting 274. Veteran outfielder Wally Moses played for this Red Sox team in 1946. Here's Moses on a 3-2 pitch from Masterson, and Moses is going to lift one to left, but Ted Williams has it, gets the ball back in quickly. And we have one out. So runners still at first and second for the youngster Nellie Fox. Fox 0 for 2 on the day. Here's Masterson working on Fox. 1-2 pitch. Fox down to second. Force out at second base. And that is going to retire the side. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the second out. Was that a line out? I don't know. Let's see if we can replay that. No, that's a ground ball with a fielder's choice. That's what happened. Okay. So that's a fielder's choice ground ball. Fox reaches first safely. So Chapman moves over to third. They get the leading runner. So now here's Ashtroff with 2 outs with runners at first and third. Chance to get the Athletics on the board here. Okay, Ashtroff 0 for 2 now, hitting .310. Ashtroff swings down to Doerr. Doerr up with it over to Goodman for the third out. And it's still a 7-0 lead for the Red Sox. Here's Stevens. 1 for 3 on the day with a home run and 3 RBIs. Burns Stevens to face Carl Scheib, pitching his second inning in relief here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Stevens up, ground ball up the middle to Fox. Fox over to Fane for the first out. Here's Bobby Doerr. Doerr 1 for 2 on the day. And a full count to Bobby Doerr. And Bobby Doerr is going to take ball 4 for a walk. He moves down to first. And here's Goodman. Goodman 1 for 3 with an RBI on the day. Carl Scheib with a runner at first, 1 out. Here's Goodman, and Goodman's going to hit a fly ball over to right. Moses up with it, makes the play, throws it all the way into first base. But Doerr is back safely. And here's Tommy O'Brien. O'Brien 1 for 3 on the day. And now in limited duty hitting .306 for the Red Sox. O'Brien to face Scheib. 2-2 pitch, and that ball is going to get over the head of Eddie Juice for a base hit. So O'Brien has his second hit of the day for the Red Sox. Here's Matt Batts. 1 for 2 on the day for Batts with 2 runs knocked in. He is now hitting .273. So Scheib in trouble, trying to get another out here. 2 outs. The wind and the pitch, and there's Batts. Batts drills the ball over the left field wall, over the GEM side for a 3-run home run. His 5th homer of the season. And the Red Sox put their 10th run on the board as Bats gets 3 ribbies on that home run, and they now lead it 10 to nothing. So the Red Sox are going to take Masterson out of the game, and they're going to send up Al Zarilla, who was acquired this year from the Browns. Al Zarilla, outfielder, coming up to pinch hit. So on the season, Zarilla is hitting .244 with 3 homers and 25 runs batted in. Bases clear, 2 outs, Scheib to Zarilla, 10 to nothing Boston. Here's the wind and the 3-1 pitch to Zarilla, and Zarilla takes ball 4 for a walk. So Al Zarilla is now down at first with 2 outs for Don DiMaggio. Don DiMaggio is 2 for 4 on the day. 3-2 pitch to DiMaggio, and DiMaggio is going to hit a little pop-up over to Ferris Fain for the 3rd out, but 3-run score on the Matt Bats homer. And that means a relief pitcher now for the Red Sox, and it's going to be Frank Quinn. So Frank Quinn comes in relief for the Red Sox. He is 1-1, has only pitched 9 innings this season, but he has a 2.0 earned run average. Carl Scheib is going to bat for himself. Scheib hitting .148 on the season. So here's Quinn to face Scheib in the 8th inning. Scheib with a base knock into right field. So Carl Scheib gets a single as the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 8th inning as the Athletics get their 4th hit. Here's Eddie Juice. Juice on the day is 0 for 1. Quinn to face Juice, and Juice lifts one to right field. O'Brien is not going to get to that one, and Eddie Juice hits a home run into the right field corner stands. Not quite in the corner, but into right field. And the Athletics get their first 2 runs on the board. A 2-run homer by Eddie Juice. That is his 13th homer of the year. RBIs number 60 and 61. And the Athletics get on the board 10 to 2. Here's Elmer Valo. Valo hitless today, 0 for 3, looking for his first hit. Frank Quinn to Elmer Valo. And on a 3-1 pitch, Valo is going to go down to first on the free pass. So here's Ferris Fain. Fain hitless also, 0 for 2 to face Quinn. And the ball is going to get by Bats. And that means that Valo is going to move down to second on a wild pitch by Frank Quinn. And so Ferris Fain has a runner in scoring position now with nobody out. And a 2-1 pitch, and Fain grounds it to second. Door with 1 play over to first to Goodman for the first out, and Elmer Valo moves down to third. So here's Chapman. Chapman is 2 for 3 on the day, now hitting .294. 1 out, and Chapman is going to get a base hit solid single in center. DiMaggio up with it, no play at the plate, obviously, and that is a line drive single for Sam Chapman, his 81st run knocked in. And the Athletics all of a sudden have 3 runs here in the 8th after going scoreless the entire game up to now. Here's Hank Majeski. Majeski looking for his first hit. He is 0 for 2. Quinn having a rough time out there today for the Red Sox. But they are leaving him in. So here's Majeski. And Majeski hits a ground ball to second, over to short, over to first. 4-6-3 double play, and that is going to retire the side. But the Athletics pick up 3 hits and 3 runs, and they go into the bottom of the 8th, down 10-3. Bubba Harris is now on the mound for Philadelphia. 3-2 on the season, 4.67 earned run average. So here's Johnny Pesky. Pesky 1 for 4. 1-0 pitch from Bubba Harris to Johnny Pesky, and that ball is going to get through by Juice for a base hit as Pesky collects his 2nd hit of the day. For Ted Williams, 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Williams now hitting .349. Johnny Pesky at first. Bubba Harris already in trouble. Williams down to short, over to second, over to first. 6-4-3 double play. Williams grounds out into between killing, and that gives us 2 outs for Junior Stevens. Stevens 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Vern, right-handed hitter. Harris trying to get out of it here, and Stevens is going to take ball 4 and take his 3 pass down to first. So here's Bobby Dorr. Dorr's had a pretty decent game, 1 for 2, hit 2 home runs in a doubleheader. Game 1. So there's Dorr. He lines it out to Hank Majeski behind third, and that retires the side. So let's see if there's any kind of replacements here. No defensive replacements for the Red Sox. We move to the top of the ninth. Wally Moses is going to lead it off to be followed by Nellie Fox and Joe Astrop. Quinn is still in the game. He's pitched 1 inning and given up 3 runs on 3 hits with a walk. So here's Moses. 3 more outs for the Athletics. Moses 1 for 3 on the day. The 3-1 pitch, and Moses takes ball 4. So a runner at first for Nellie Fox. Fox on the day 0 for 3 at the plate, now hitting .227. Line in the pitch, Fox lines it to center, but DiMaggio is there for the line drive to make the play for 1 out. And here's Joe Astrop. Astrop is hitless today, 0 for 3. 1 out, 1 on, and Astrop drills it up the middle for a base hit. Right past second base, Fox holding up second, obviously, and that's a hit for Joe Astrop, his first for the day. So here's Pete Suter, regular second baseman for the Athletics, getting this game off on the bench. 7 homers, 39 runs batted in, .303 average for Pete Suter. 2 on, 1 out, 10-3. Quinn to Suter, and Suter is going to lift it to left field. Williams has it. Throw all the way in, cut off, and that makes it 2 outs. So 2 on still for Eddie Juice. Juice with a dinger his last time up, a home run, is 13. Quinn needs 1 out to get out of this inning, and he has a 3-1 count on Eddie Juice. And Juice is going to get a walk, so that's going to leave the bases loaded with 2 outs. And they're going to leave Quinn in there. Here's Elmer Valo. Valo is hitless in this game, 0 for 3. Let's see if he can capitalize on this and see if he can keep this game going. Valo has a full count, and Valo grounds it down to first. Goodman up with it to make the play, and Boston sweeps the Athletics 10-3. And here are your totals. Boston wins at 10-3. Red Sox get 10 runs on 13 hits, no errors. They leave 7 men left on base. For Philadelphia, 3 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors. They leave 8 men on base. Home runs in the game. Vern Stevens hits a 3-run homer, his 23rd in the first inning off of Bobby Shantz. And Matt Batts, it's a 3-run homer in the 7th off of Carl Scheib. 1 home run for the Athletics. Eddie Juice hits his 13th home run in the 8th inning with 1 on off of Frank Quinn. Bobby Shantz is going to take the loss. He's now 3-1. Walt Masterson is going to get the win. He is now 2-1. Player of the game is Matt Batts. And Philadelphia is now 3.5 games back. I apologize. Philadelphia won the first game. I don't know what I'm thinking. They split the doubleheader with the Red Sox. I don't know why I said that they were swept, but they were not swept by the Red Sox. I think I said that earlier and had that mixed up. Philadelphia splits with the Red Sox. So they remain 3.5 games out of first place. My bad. Okay, everyone. Well, that's going to do it for now. So the next time I'm with you, I will be simming the 1949 All-Star Game. And let's go ahead and finish this because I think we've got the All-Star Game announcements coming up. Oh, here's your new player of the game for the day. 4 for 9 for Bobby Doerr. He had a double, 2 homers. He knocked in 3 runs. He got 2 walks and scored 5 runs in the doubleheader today. So there are no games today. There's a home run challenge, which I don't know whether I'm going to play that or not. I guess we can try it, take a look at it. Anyone wanting to stay on, let's go ahead and do this and see how this is going to work. Press the space or the click mouse or click the mouse to time your swing to hit home runs in the challenge. When the light is green, if the timing is right, you might get a home run. So I am not going to do this. Sorry about that. We're going to just play this through. I don't know what this is for. I've never heard of this, but in any event, it may be fun, but I'm going to take a pass on it. Vern Stevens wins the home run challenge, and he defeats Ted Williams 11-10 after beating Stan Musial 9-8, and Ted Williams beat Ralph Kiner 9-8. So here were the participants. Ralph Kiner of Pittsburgh wins the first round against Sid Gordon. Ted Williams defeats Bob Elliott of the Braves. Gil Hodges loses to Stan Musial, and Vern Stevens beats Dick Cocos of the Browns 9-8. And there's your second round, and then your third round. And so that's finished. So that's the story on that. And now we'll finish this. And this is the All-Star Game, which I will play at a later date. I hope you will join me for that. So until next time, good night, and see you next time for the 1949 All-Star Game replay by Larry's Sports Replay Network. So long, everyone.